is 1-0 T1. We'll be back after the break.
1-0 T1. Amazing. Oh. Can't wait for the Riftbound stuff. Thank you, Shern. Thank you, thank you. TL doesn't make it home, they can still make it up. TL doesn't go home? Wait, they don't go. Wait, I thought the bracket is that you just play one best of 5. Wait. Besides 2026. Am I wrong about this? Oh, you're right. They lose this, and then they go and they lose versus... Oh, no, okay. They lose this, then they play versus Deep Cross Gaming. They probably beat them. Although, Deep Cross Gaming has a guy named Pop9. Pop9 is the best ofs in Riftbound, so maybe that guy knows something.
To bring your home or training room settings to the tournament stage.
Fucking Christ. Apparently another one of the Aries sold in private. Gotta follow up on that. Gotta figure out what's going on there. Time to crack the case of beers, yep. This skin is absolutely divine. This is such a crazy skin. Alright, so one of the sponsors of MSI is apparently a camera. Cameras are growing or is that a camera or is it a... Okay, it was a camera. I didn't know if it was like a weird, not weird, but you know what I mean, like a type of smartphone that I just don't know about. Like sort of like those things. What are those called? They're called like oh my god, what are they called? 1Pixel or some shit? You guys know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Oppo's a phone company? Okay. Oh, it is a phone. But it says your next camera. These word things are so cute. It's primarily a camera. Okay. Well, isn't that... I mean, honestly, like... I had this idea for phones once upon a time where, like... I don't know. I feel like there's so many people that just don't use the camera on their phone, and yet so much of the cost of a phone is actually baked into the camera features. And I feel like that's such a weird thing. Guys, I have seen the T1 Riftbound stuff. It is as amazing as you can think. I have seen the, I already know what it is. Which is kind of cool. People buy phones for the camera? Well, I mean, some people do. I just don't think the majority buy phones for the camera. Because, like, I can tell you the number of, like, the number of times that I actually use the 200M or whatever it is on like the S25 or 26 Ultra or whatever. The number of times that I actually use the advanced camera or the pro camera is just so little. I feel like whenever I talk to people too, they never actually care about the camera. I don't know. Mage carries are good. The game's just extremely balanced. The other night I was in Daejeon for like... I got there at like 10 p.m. and I think we finished talking at like 7-ish a.m. or like 6-ish a.m. Just talked about a lot of different things. But I think one of the most interesting things was the evaluation of balance or claiming that something is strong, when inherently, even at the pro level, most things that are being fought for is like 55-45 type wins, at least in terms of like lane phase perception.
MSI 2026 after T1 dominated Team Liquid.
But the amount of game quantity that one would need to play in order to materialize the actual advantage is just so better served by concerning yourself with other variables that surround it that have nothing to do with the matchup. And again, going back to the inherent base balance of the game.
At first it looked okay, but yes, it got bad really quick.
Yeah, it definitely was an issue, but yeah,
right.
T1 looking quite good.
Rio, second win here for
skirmishes that were up on the topside river. With Faker getting those early 2 kills was also a problem. So it was not just the bottom lane, but Faker Orianna getting a lot of money pretty early on into the game too was quite good for them. And so we'll see. You know, it's going to be a long series here, surely.
Surely. Silver scrapes.
At least a little bit longer.
That is what I think after the first one. No, it's definitely going to be a little bit tough for Team Liquid, but sent back to the drawing board. We'll see how they adapt. They did take away Keриa's Bard, but of course his Camille came out as well. And this is one of the struggles against playing against a bot lane who is both incredibly diverse in what they'll bring to the table, and also on paper kind of outclassing you in that 2v2. It's really hard to start a game on the right foot.
And then you're thinking about, all right, well, so they can't do Ymel and Camille again.
Crazy headache.
Would you rather FaZe and Keria
Not sure why.
blast you with, you know, a Ziggs Pike or something?
I mean, they would like to avoid all blasts.
At least they can't do the Caitlyn Lux combo.
Alright, we're in
Caitlyn already played here, so no fearless.
True.
No that one at the very least, but we'll see. We'll get into the draft here. Nothing is T1 don't need to change anything because TL chose to be second pick, and so they're gonna be second pick, and T1 then gets to get blue as well.
Yeah.
So they just get the Band of Fury Rakan again. And the Yone as well still to follow.
Yep, sticking to kind of what they know. They're changing out the Nocturne for a Yone this time around. Of course, in this champ select presented by HyperX. Not surprising, as you mentioned, to see T1 mostly stick to the same thing, but knowing that Quid has this very obvious pool of signature picks. They already saw the Akali game 1, don't want him to play the Yone this time around. Did kind of add the Victor, add the Orianna to his wheelhouse in that lower bracket run.
Jace, final ban by TL.
But see what they want to prioritize.
I don't think that you ever want to be banning Jace, especially when you're going to have last pick.
It was prioritized by both sides.
And this is also because T1 is never going to utilize Jace as like any sort of a flex pick, right? Jace is never ending up in the jungle or anything of that nature. So, okay, Ryze is now going to be blinded. Cassiopeia has been banned, and so Anivia is obviously the immediate go-to thought.
The struggle, again, when you match up against Faker is there's a lot of greatest hits.
He has a lot of good hits.
This man really doesn't miss. It's kind of like the Queen greatest hits discography. There's like 3 CDs of greatest hits here, brother.
Let's see what they decide to play into it, because of course there were adjustments to all the mid lane champions. Anivia still is a good preferable possible matchup into it, and they go with an early Nautilus as well, investing super early on into Nautilus. Sometimes that can be scary if your opponents then immediately answer with some counter engage or Trundle or something like that. Then,
one second.
The Nautilus can end up dying a lot, but they're jumping on the Nautilus Senna train here really quickly. Which is interesting because Senna got some pretty hefty changes too.
Yeah, remember that Senna and Static Shiv used to just be an incredibly powerful interaction because Static procs on hit effects and her Q cooldown reduction was on hit. Now it's on attack, so that interaction no longer works. Not sure if we'll still see Static for Senna, but it was a pretty hefty hit to her overall, as well as dropping the soul rate when she plays AD carrier when she is the one farming. And unfortunately, when you lock in a duo like this, or really any duo, the last thing you want to see carry
Kalista Renata.
AD carry he's playing with.
Senna now being picked, okay.
Is Kalista Renata. This is a terrifying 2v2 to match up against. Of course, if you get ahead of it, you can do some work, but can be so incredibly oppressive early on.
Yeah, it makes me wonder, were they gonna have like
The Nautilus with the
Trans Yes or
Senna
something?
just
Because
feels
they
really
did-
bad
they cut the
preemptively.
percentage, chances
Not a
to get
pairing
up
that
for
really
souls from
utilizes
10%
why
down to
Senna could ever
5%.
be early
But
rotated
it
inside of
happened. Senna's
draft
soul
because
drop
you
rate
just
is
compromise
one of the
yourself by
funniest,
revealing
you know,
the
most
exact theme of
changed,
what your Senna fast must
patch
be.
notes of any
The thing is, I don't
champion.
know how much
But
people have picked
they,
up on
yeah,
the
we're
Senna
on the
differences
cut.
at this point.
Senna's on the cut for that. Okay.
Like
But
the
now
ADC
we're
Senna,
going
where the support's
into
supposed to farm
FaZe,
the
Kalista,
spellcaster
and
minions,
MSI.
versus
Now,
fasting Senna,
FaZe did win an MSI,
versus
and dropped a
ADC
28
Senna,
bomb,
where the support
Kalista game, I
farms
believe
the
it was,
spellcaster
in
minions, and then
2024.
at like 14
Okay,
minutes,
so we'll see.
the
And
support
last
just
time
farms
he actually
everything.
did build a static ship on Kalista,
Versus just fasting Senna from
previously,
support,
this year,
where you have
so
the
we'll see
bruiser,
if he
you
goes
have
with
the
static
carry
ship,
champion
or
or
he
whatever,
goes
have the
for
ADC
Kalista,
quest.
but
Yeah.
right into it, back to the
Which I think
normal side
there's
here. They're going
differences
all
for
the
every
way back
single
to the
one. So there's like
Taliyah
actually
answer
5
into
different
Rise.
Senna variants.
Taking that option
In a
of course,
weird way.
A lot of potential mid-game playmaking with the Nautilus, with the Taliyah. See what they can set up in the jungle. Banning away the Scion, recognizing that in a lot
The
of these
draft
earlier
is just
stages
too
of the game,
generic
they're
for
really not gonna have
TL.
damage to get through that tanky front line. And while Scion
Doesn't
is
really
so
have
nerfed,
a lot of inherent.
turns out he's just the best in class.
Oh,
And
yeah,
if
bye.
you
Oh.
knock him down a peg.
Yeah.
Free stacking health does a lot of work in the game League of Legends.
I'm just so, I mean, we thought this was going to happen. Like, when you lock Nautilus so early, then the enemy team's going to get the counter engage. But, like, getting through Renata, like, Renata counter engage already looks so difficult to deal with. And then it's also, you know, pays and carry here on the Kalista Renata. So, they're
Yeah, I
gonna
mean,
have some
the
sort of plan to deal with this.
Calista Rise being early picked and then Anivia still being open and Quid not picking it is, I mean, it's borderline criminal behavior.
Were pretty fake as far as the nerfs that hit it.
Don't touch.
It was just the damage of the spell when it hits.
Yep.
But a lot of the importance of that spell is the attack damage amp that you get on the trail and for your combos. So Nocturne's still very much completely fine after those nerfs. They didn't really move him at all, so definitely deserve ban still.
T1 banning 2 top laners in the Varus and the Renekton, presumably just
Varus,
trying to make
Renekton
sure
get
that the
bans
counter pick
away.
the Team Liquid have afforded themselves.
I mean, Scion's also taken, Rumble. And this just kind of lines up for Galio, and then again another 80 jungle pick.
Could have saved their final pick for top side, and thus this is a Rumble.
It could just be Galio. Okay, never mind. It could be Galio Vi, I guess, in theory. It's so bad, by the way. And this champ
Okay, a
sucks.
little guaranteed
Oh my
engage here
god.
with the Vi would be pretty
Pig
nice.
fucking pig champion, honestly.
Combo for T1.
It's
it
absolute
also
fucking
takes
pig.
away because Vi is so good at
And then
keeping
Ambessa,
people
amazing.
on Rumble ultimate. And Vi also, that ultimate can set up the Ambessa ult really nicely. That is a pretty good combo.
The issue though for TL is they have no damage on any of their
We didn't
champions.
forget about it, we just don't talk about it.
They
as
have
much
like an
as we did when it
opening,
was
and
kind
that's
of
pretty much
the
it.
meta
But the
juggernaut,
opening
but now
doesn't.
the
Is that
coming
Puppy?
out,
Puppy
offering
jungle?
some
Guess it's
counterplay
Puppy
here,
jungle, yeah.
certainly strong against the Kalista, can
Well,
interrupt
Puppy
the
jungle is a fine
Wallbreaker,
pick.
can limit some of the
They just
mobility
can't
from the
actually
Ambessa
win
and
any
the
team
Taliyah
fights.
as well. So a lot of the
Their damage is
interactions
so
they have are
honest, and everything
favorable,
that their team
but in
comp
terms
does
of
is just
raw
so
power,
straight up.
T1's composition still bringing a lot to the table.
But then in addition to that,
Poppy
Renata
Valley
just completely
went through
fucks
the
them.
roof. Poppy into Ambessa.
Renata
and
roofies them
Kalista.
pretty hard.
And as you say, the synergies of Poppy with their own team too. You can charge
Amazing.
people across the rocks and charge people into Taliyah wall. So I mean, the synergies are definitely
What the fuck is
there.
the name of her gas
Now you're
from Zone
gonna have to
that she
still
uses?
outplay within the game though.
Can't remember the lore.
It's going to be a little bit tricky. Again, the name of the game for Team Liquid, surviving the earlier stages, making sure they can match up against this 2v2.
The good news
If
about
the
this though
nameplates
is
were
that
off,
with
it
Kalista
might be a little bit
and
different in terms of what we expect
Vi
early
and
on,
everything
but
like that, we probably have a
T1
fast
so
game.
impressive, even when Team Liquid were able to keep things close.
My lord.
Can't see a situation where this bot lane starts to run away again. On the bright side, have the
Gonna be
power of the
fast
Rumble, the
3-0.
Taliyah,
I don't know what the fuck Team Liquid's second game draft is. You have the perfect opportunity to
Poppy
go
in past patches when she was
Also
this really
just
impressive
don't need
jungler.
to pick
She can
Nautilus
get
with
active
Senna,
really
on
early
the
on,
first two
right? Force
rotations,
maybe some
so
aggressive dives.
Big draft.
Yeah,
So,
that
you know,
definitely,
I mean-
definitely is true. And Jose has been the key factor there for T1 in a lot of their games, a lot of their early games, especially trying to create some action. But we'll see. Maybe he can try and put some early pressure there, try and contain that bottom lane, because the bottom lane was definitely an issue in game number 1. And with the Senna nerfs on this patch, I would think that this bottom lane is also going to be difficult for Team Liquid in game number 2.
Very true. We get into game 2, you can hear the T1 fan chants crying out. Feeling good after that game 1. Team Liquid, like you said, Senna will still scale. It's just going to take more time, and her best build path essentially removed, right, in terms of the positive interaction she had with Static Shiv. So keeping our eyes across the board on this early laning phase.
All right.
Remember, game one started with some potential map splits.
Here we go.
Some nice early aggressive jungle
DFT on
phase,
Rise.
but with how strong
DFT on
Costa and
Taliyah.
Renata can be,
Okay.
although we're already
Hook
seeing a bit of
opener
trading here.
by Core.
The most
into
immediate damage.
Loose trade.
The
Good.
shielding is
Good.
there from Keria.
Yeah,
And
position early here from T1, good.
Okay, Keria takes a little bit of damage. Hooks up in like a second.
I mean,
Nice.
Yeah,
They actually
you
get
just can't, you
get the
can't
word,
walk
yep.
out.
going to stack souls so slowly anyway, and then also with the
Ana
percent
seeding
being
early
dropped
lane
down to
control. That's
5%
totally fine.
From 10.
Blue Smite on Vi.
We'll see. We'll keep track of
Again,
it.
feels bad,
I think
man.
correctly so. The observers are focused on the bottom
Yeah,
side.
they're
of the
ready.
lane.
They know.
And at least as you can see on the mini map, Team Liquid do have Poppy pathing down to that lane, whereas T1 have Owner pathing up towards the top side of the map. And Team Liquid will be seeing that as well with the vision ward here. However, T1, they had their ward first, so that ward saw the ward that was placed by Team Liquid. So Owner knows that he is on vision right now, and they are tracking.
And if you're wondering why Poppy is getting picked, of course, on this patch, she did get the monster damage cap on her Q, the percentage max health. The overall damage just upticked a bit, so her clear speed is going to be a little bit faster, help her hopefully match or at least outmatch the Vi. Vi would be pretty content. Owner would be pretty content just to farm to 6, but we know Jose can't get a little bit more active, especially when he has the Storm Ranger Surge. Nice hook going in for Core. Immediate response with the handshake to just disengage there, but T1's bottom lane, full control here over the 2v2, but the appropriate level of caution, I think, for Yon and Core.
And that was a full 6 CS lead already, like a full wave lead for the T1 bottom lane, keeping that pressure up. Again, we'll see about jungles heading down there, because right about now, Jose finished up his blue, and then he'll be done with his clear. Quid popping the Ghost.
For a little bit more damage. Ooh, forces the flash out from Faker. And it's what we wanted to see in game one.
We'd get some advantage early on. I mean, Faker's Ghost almost going to be depleted.
Not the easiest wall angles or setups in mid lane, but maybe can force that advantage.
I mean,
generate something
Poppy,
greater for the side
Jose,
of TL.
he's going to get the crab.
Another hook, quick trade. Guardian there, though. Another sum that was changed. They hoped it would buff the ranged or the melee champions, and it certainly will, but Keria is still happy to make use.
He goes in and he gets a ward. I mean, even if you try to go bot lane there, you can't really do anything. Faker recalls on the complete opposite side of the lane, acknowledging that some sort of like a flash pin into... Well, I think they're going to look for it. Honestly, that distance is almost doable.
I mean, still has a little bit of time. Second clear respawn, so probably not going to.
Distance. Oh my god. I think like almost as he finished the recall, Rise would have walked into range.
And observers.
Feels bad, man.
By the way, they are teasing us with Fog of War and have been for these first 2 games. Is there someone in the bush, observers? Yes, there is. Owner taking his sweet
Kill
time
comes
to
out.
walk in, making sure they can initially tank. Yon still surviving for an extra
All
moment.
right.
Reset now coming in. They need to get that kill so Keria can live.
Oh my
they
god.
make it happen, but the damage from the tower is
What?
still enough as it's heated up. 1 for 1 on the bottom side.
So
But
it's
the
weird.
AD carry
It seems
down.
like Team
Quid
Liquid, or
has to make
not
the
Team Liquid,
difference. Owner on the
T1
retreat. Core trying to keep him locked down. His
misted
pace is able to retreat.
they
It looks like Owner now
mismanaged
set to
the
fall.
dive. Okay.
Dashing through, giving
Core
the
ends
kill
up
over to
taking the
Core,
kill.
just to deny Quid that gold.
Okay. Yeah, Quid actually
Doran
would
taking
love
quite a bit of
to get
damage.
That last hit. Here we see the top side
Yep.
moving down. Doran, 200 HP, is going to back right off, but they go for another dive. You know, they clear the vision for Owner and send it on in there, but that also uses a lot of jungle time. And because of that being revealed there, Jose comes in. Jose was able to take away the Gromp, it looks like, but not the Wolves. Owner is back.
Faker already has push in mid lane. You can see a TP top lane, though, so Jose Diodo knows as much as he was first, he is the one who has to back away.
Or never mind, because it was a clear from bottom up to top, so the Gromp wasn't there. So no thievery at all by Jose during the response time.
The vision, nice to have, but because they spotted him in the jungle, T1 could be relatively sure that there is a bit of vision laid down there as the battle over the control wards. Both Faker and Quid going to take that information away. We look back at this bottom side play, T1 mostly making it work.
Okay, so they do. Keria is the one tanking over here, and Core says, okay, I'm going to make sure you pay for this with your life. Even though he did get the bailout, the other tower shot was still there. So good heads up play from Core there to go flash and get the root to make sure that at least they were going to get that Keria kill. And then because Quid moved down, Owner's like, okay, fine, I'll run away from this Taliyah, use my little Q to make sure Taliyah can't get in range. And so I'll at least give this gold over to the
Weird thing there
than
with the wall,
to
but
the
it doesn't really
Taliyah.
matter. So the Drake's
see
actually
the
not
faces on
being
the coaching
instantly
staff there.
taken
As
on
much as
spawn,
we're
and I think a
talking about
byproduct
the
of this
silver
is the
lining in that
fact that
cloud, it's still a cloud, it's still
they mess
difficult,
up
right? Yon
the
not
initial
able to
bot
stick
lane
around,
dive,
that
and so
bottom
now
lane
everything
falling
gets a little bit weird.
wildly far
That
behind
is a
those
very
overall CS.
interesting
With
setup
that root
attempt. to
More
kill
heavily on Rebel
Talia.
Earth, but they're not gonna stick around for
That was
anything else.
really
So
interesting.
Virtus
Okay,
will
Jose
play out
Dioda.
Jose Dioda.
Ooh, Faker misses the Q. Wait, this is kind of
A
a
lot of free
fiesta.
damage.
But
Picked
wait,
up
hold
early
on.
on. The
It's
flash
not.
forward from Carrier, handshake back. They know
Very
Yun has
nice.
no
Yun is gonna
flash
die.
and no way to get out.
You guys kind of sucks.
Flipping the Ren stacks out of his back. His Team Liquid will at least get one in return, but it's a solo kill. Morgan on the
Okay,
top
Morgan
side.
actually
The
gets
tower
solo kill
heating up, but
on
not enough
Doran.
to finish. A double in the bot for Pays as they're on the chase. The flash forward. Jose Dioda,
Okay,
Dioda
that
to
was
body
really
block.
good, yep.
Quid looking to make his way out. Flick back is good
Wait,
onto
Carriot's
Carrier.
dead. I
Handshake
mean,
there, but the bailout is
Carrier
not.
probably
Jose
perceives
Dioda
it as a
streak
trade,
flash
but
away right as he
it's
gets the
not.
Storm Raider
Jose still
surge.
has flash.
The additional movement speed taking him away. Team Liquid fighting fire with fire.
Biggest, scariest thing is going to be Pays on the map with 3 kills in Kalista here. That is terrifying. However, Lord Morgan getting
Faker
the
dodges
solo
the seismic
bolo
shove.
up on
Everything's
the
gonna be
top
fine.
side is also pretty
I mean,
impactful.
Pays being 3
He
kills,
was
having
the
Ominous
lone
Greaves
gold
or
leader for a
whatever the
while
fuck
in
the name
previous
of the boots
game
are.
for Team
Gluttonous
Liquid.
Greaves.
And now he's setting himself up for success there with a very nice little move on the Rumble. Invested the flash and the ultimate to do so, and he's used that money to get his
These
skill
boots-
caps. And we'll see if he can have an impact in
Just
the
a math
team fights
equation,
on the
though.
bottom half of the map.
Even
They
if you-
will need something
even if you
to kill-
rend.
Wait a second.
Oh no. Oh, that's
Oh my
not
god, Faker's. Oh my
Oh,
god, man. You don't have to
Got
do
the
it
tape.
like that, man.
Well played by Faker. A little bit awkward for Quinn as now we see the 2v2 in the bottom lane.
Okay.
Still only level 5s here. Yawning doing the best that they can to fire back is pretty easy Drake pickup for Owner after what he saw in the mid lane. And
Yeah.
just a bit of an oopsie there.
Yeah, Faker
Okay.
walks up and sits Quid down. Here's another look at the solo, though. Okay, so he uses ultimate here.
It's actually really good. He uses the ultimate, and then he waits. Yeah, he just finds a really easy lethal. He almost actually messed it up, but still pretty good. Carrier with the rip was totally fine. I mean, there's just nothing for Yun to do.
Carrier knew he could get that one. Was exchanged for the kill early on Owner, and Faker was pretty low on mana at the beginning, but then after Pays gets both of those kills on the bottom lane, flashes.
Yeah, this was that. I mean, that was unfortunate by Pays.
As you know, at the end of that story, though, of course, is the Poppy still lives.
Poppy still does live, and they are able to get the kill on Carrier, who did not have the bailout back up in time. Team Liquid control on the top side of the map, again, built up by the lead from Morgan. You mentioned it, but this is a guy they prioritize and draft 2 times in a row now. Is the Yasuo in game 1. The Rumble this time around, still a blind pick, but the limit options for Doran were pretty limited, and Morgan doing the best of a good matchup, or making the best of, excuse me.
And Morgan's time in North America has been very interesting because as soon as he came in, he was one of the premier laners for lane phase at least. Maybe we'll have a little bit more action though as bot side.
Flash forward, lockup is there again. I know the summoners
Okay,
not
Quid
available,
dies.
makes the kill so easy for the side of T1. The power of that buy a little bit.
Yeah, it's just gonna be
quieter,
just
3
like
level 6,
game
post
1.
level
They're
6.
just gonna start having random deaths
Reliable
for
CC
absolutely no
setup.
reason
Yeah,
around 10-minute
good
mark,
invade,
and then they're just gonna
Faker
completely
is
fall
not
apart.
hesitating. He's not
Like
messing
watching a
around
Western
this
team
game.
like many
Flashes
years
in,
ago.
Roots him up. They get the kill and the blue with this takeaway. Now Faker can roam top too. He's able to roam. He pushes mid wave, and now he wants to transfer his pressure.
Game 1, it was
Yeah.
Carrier moving across the map.
And
This
Morgan
time
does
around,
not
it is
have R,
Faker.
so it's just gonna be
Easy
root
lockdown there. Doran
into
immediately
yep.
respond on a CC target
Yep.
with an ulti. Just to secure the kill, Morgan, that
Easy.
top lane lead will start to
Nice. I
fall
mean,
away
and Morgan
as he
actually
uses
gets there to get
equalizer
the
stop
R
any
off,
counterpush.
so the equalizer is gonna
Top lane,
get
no knock
the
for there. Immediate
CS.
ulti coming in from
So it's
Yawning.
not as
Dioda on the
painful
chase,
of
but Owner is
a
here
death as it
well.
otherwise
Come
could have
in.
been.
Pays locked up for a brief moment. Ulti from Carrier going the wrong direction.
Oh
but it
my
might not work
god.
out.
Oh
Pays
my
will hold
god.
on for a
No.
little bit too long. They can't get a kill back. Core the only one to fall. Pays sub 100 HP. They're
Holy
desperate to
shit.
get anything. Wall in from Quinn.
Holy. Oh wow.
Isolating Pays. Gets the shut
That's
down
actually
in
a
the
mind
meantime,
game,
and now
I
it's
guess,
Carrier. Might
where
be in
you don't
trouble.
know, did
Owner
Pays
trying to
keep
clear as much
walking, or
as
is he
possible.
somewhere
Quinn
near the
lurking
turret?
in the darkness, hoping to lay down another minefield to
I don't think
flick
they saw
Carrier
it,
back
right?
into his waiting arms. The Team Liquid spending a lot of time, and it's Faker on the way. Faker in the fog of war, the unseen threat. No realm warp, but the warning, the Scryer's
No realm warp
Bloom.
available. I mean, he
Signs
shoves
the
in.
cue for Team Liquid, and
Everything's
they need to
fine.
get out.
And Team Liquid are
They
actually just too
certainly do. I
overextended
mean,
here.
it is
The fact that
action-packed
T1,
here.
even
The
after the
full
bot lane
scrap.
mishap, also
It's
got
still
first
getting
dragon
a
is just
lot more money
super
for
fucking crazy to the
T1,
game state.
But TL finally
There's
do
just no
get
winning for Team
that
Liquid's team
kill onto
composition
Pays,
later on.
so
The Senna's going to be
Quid is
completely
the
homeless.
recipient of the shutdown money here
Just
on the
20
Toledo.
souls at 10.
Be good.
Also, I don't think they're doing the thing. I don't.
First item already completed. We take a look back at the start of this fight.
I don't think the Senna's intentionally missing the spellcasters.
But Owner's going to be here for the counter gank. Comes down lane. They got the full initiation from Ford there with his ultimate and flash use.
That's actually
and then
just so
they
crazy.
But they just couldn't barely finish off Pays there. That healing at the very end does delay his death, even though they were able to take down Core JJ and Analysis at the beginning. Getting the extra shutdown there for TL is nice. Of course, they also, if you're talking about adding up the different moves that were used, the only reason why Quid got to be down on the bottom side is because Faker had
Extra on Doran first item is totally fine. Gwynceus is completed. Also fine.
Money has come from. Chain of events there started.
First item for carry almost there.
On both sides of the map.
And of course, checking in on the scaling element for Team Liquid, Yawn on this Senna. We of course looked at all of the soul data across Split 2, whether it's Road, MSI, Spring, whatever your region did call it. 25 at 10 minutes, it's now 11:30. He's around 26, so probably a little bit behind where he would have been at 12 minutes, as expected. Of course, you still get souls in laning phase whenever you're able to hit someone twice or Q auto. So behind the clock, and I imagine it gets worse as we get later into the game. It's going to be harder when he doesn't have the free time to auto attack in lane, but maybe he gets to follow Jose Diodo around and pick up a couple jungle camp souls.
Yeah, we'll keep track of it, see how much delayed it is, if there's a huge impact or not. Meanwhile, Morgan right back to it here for the Rumble, been doing very nicely for himself. They're trying to leave Yawn here a little bit. I mean, the jungle is just so heavily warded up. T1, look at that deep ward up behind.
Oh, Jose
now they're
the one setting up the play. They're the one setting it up on him. Already used the steadfast presence. Forced to flash away. Core there to cover, but losing that sum 2 seconds before the Drake starts. Incredibly frustrating for the side of Team Liquid. Keria continuing to walk forward.
What are they doing?
Ulti onto Pays.
What are they? Oh my god, man!
It's immediate re-engage coming in for Owner. The flick back is good from Quid, however, and they've locked up T1's jungler. The bailout is there, but they can't finish a kill. Jose manages to live. The turn back. Pays in trouble. Already the bailout gone. Now it's Faker versus the world of Quid to seal the deal. A triple kill in the mid lane for TL.
Why did he just scream T1?
Circus, indeed. Morgan actually
what the fuck is going on? What the fuck? Griffin has old VODs on.
Like, actually gonna get free tower money, but still,
holy
So
shit.
Team Liquid, they're on the wraparound. They know that T1 are going to continue for this, and so they set up for it. Yawn hits the root into Core JJ, going for the engage, and even with the 3-person ulti there.
That was actually crazy. That was crazy. They don't get the rip, and so Owner just barely not getting the bailout there. That is actually catastrophic. I think everything's still totally fine. I think that TL's comp is still just so homeless that they can't win.
Look it.
Holy fuck.
He didn't know. It was,
you guys see how dilated Spawn's eyes are?
And I'm telling you now, he was proud after that play. Team Liquid making the most of that choke point, putting the advantage that Taliyah has in these early to mid-game fights, making sure that T1 had to fight into that.
I always look for that in players. Whenever the cameras are like, whenever it's a full cam of a player or something.
This time around, though, Equalizer, Doran with the re-engage. Morgan keeping the heat at the
oh my god, Doran missed. Oh my
god, man. Now the Hex Drinker has fallen away. Doran still dashing in. Morgan flash in auto! Well timed! Morgan has Doran.
Oh god, Doran has gotten solo killed twice, man. What is going on? Okay,
oh
my god, Faker. The map is cheating for him right now, by the way, or what? The map just gives him the most random acceleration.
Pushes it on bottom side again too. He's gonna have the extra pressure there.
Okay, oh my god. Oh!
Did not know. He does not go for it. And Faker's able to finish the recall there, but they still have the pressure. They still push it on both towers. So the minion wave on bottom side died. The minion wave on top side also dying here. And now Team Liquid are actually pushing ahead, and their gold lead now cresting 1,000 with all the action they have been able to create in this game in the bottom side of the map. And they even chopped down on some of the gold lead there that Pays had over Yawn. Yawn obviously still very far behind. However, these extra kills that they've been getting on the Kalista, very, very helpful, very significant. And as we saw, all 3 of those bottom side ones did go into Quid, who has been such a star here for TL when they had their resurgence. And people have been looking for him to return to his MVP form. now on the international stage with 2 items and
Owner on the flank.
Oh, oh my God. Okay, honestly though, like, just dies, I'm kind of happy. Like, any opportunity where I can get to see this champion just look like a complete fucking circus, I get to live vicariously through. Fucking TL. Okay, so I mean, T1 aren't at their spikes that really matter. Like, Ryze needs his second item, Ryze needs Roa completely online. There's no reason to fight this rift. There's no reason to be fighting in this area whatsoever.
Fight for the side of Team Liquid a moment ago. It was
just doesn't make any sense. Like, if League of Legends had a chess evaluation bar on like things that people were fighting for, and it was evaluated in like real time in a proper way, sort of like the old Rift Herald thing, all teams that would rotate for the old Rift Herald that would then charge in. And
man, Quid upgrades into a
it would claim that the raising of the mid-tier 1 turret would matter.
Right there.
Nice.
Take your shot, man. Take your shot. Versus T1, they've got the gold lead. They've got the confidence to upgrade to Medjai's, and here it is. They have a lot of vision. Oner is the one who starts it out, though. Him and Faker coming from behind through the jungle, and Oner took the brunt of the damage, just took so much damage on the engage there, trying to put the pressure onto Quid, but they were able to burst him down. Jan, as we said, hits the snipe because of the Nautilus ultimate holding him in place, and then CoreJJ says, fine, I'll go for another one, and he hits the flash over the wall, into the hook, onto Pays, and they delete that Kalista.
Another charge coming into the mid lane. CoreJJ immediately going to retreat. Knock to the wall from Jose Dioto. They have to be careful not to get picked off. TP coming in mid lane as well.
Oh
Team
my
Liquid
God.
once again going to lock up Oner. And now Morgan has arrived and certainly looking like royalty as Doran is sent. Running for the hills.
Guys, I just Batmaned it. That's all that happened. Okay? I just Batmaned it.
Just how rich can one mid laner get?
Maybe TL actually fucking wins the game, even though they just don't have damage. T1 are constantly fighting at a time where base levels are basically all that's being factored in. So when base levels are just the only thing happening and it's still early enough on in the game, the max skill order points at like level 9 to 13 is still valuable enough before... What is going on here, man?
Once again, the savior just in time. 22 stacks in the book. Legendary against T1.
T1 are trying to fight their way out of this, Dracos, but they're fighting into TL numbers. And TL, they all collapse around mid lane to defend Jan and CoreJJ there. Faker stayed on the top side. He was trying to, Swift was trying to get the tower, while the rest of the team is just sending it.
And you can see in the Coinbase gold grind, all that money from minions, pretty nice, but it's the kill
Papa
gold
coming
that we're checking out on the side of Quid. Almost 3K picking off members of T1 left and right. And this is a hard game now to play for T1 because we can see how they set up picks, but we also see the Taliyah and the Poppy.
Okay, I mean, the Infernal Dragon's up.
So difficult to use.
Hey, any NA fans that were thinking about going to sleep after that game number 1, now you got to stay up. Quid's going to make himself a statue for style points after he pops the...
He has 22 Magi stacks.
Awake and you're getting a noise
absolutely wild
from at least 2 of your neighbors. If you really believe in this.
Dude, that was actually an arm guard too. It's not even a full Zonius yet. He broke his arm guard for that. That is true style right there.
There you go.
Commitment.
A little bit of flair. Just like the Medjai's, though, we're going to have to see what happened in this game to decide if it was genius, if it was flair, or if it was a big ol' oopsie.
I mean, that's what nervous excitement looks like. That's kind of what our coach cams were also, where they're very nervous to be excited. Faker now in the side lane, will roam up away, does escape no problem for himself. But for the TL side, after game number 1, Jan must have been feeling really down. And the entire Team Liquid team, but they're bounced back and seems like the morale here going to improve at least in this game. We'll see. We'll see where they go with it. Definitely a little bit of nerves.
Okay.
It's hard to
this Baron is also one of the best roles for Team Liquid. This is legitimately such a crazy fucking Baron role. Not only is the terrain more favorable for Poppy as well, this is the Baron that just allows Team Liquid to take it without fucking having to worry about like all getting so low. Like the most punishing Baron Baron when you're ahead is the Baron that just has the traditional pit. Because the traditional pit Baron just shreds you and does so much damage to you and then corrals you into the pit in order to farm it. And so it allows the opponents the most counterplay to kill you while you're doing it. This Baron, I actually don't know the name of this Baron. So there's Baron A, there's Baron B, and there's Baron C. Let's call this Baron Baron B. This Baron's the best Baron to roll when you're ahead. Because it's the most difficult to contest. It's the most suffocating for the opponents, and then it's also the easiest to take. So honestly, like a lot of things are going.
Still looking comfortable in the side lanes. Faker does have to be careful.
A lot of things are going TL's way in this game right now. See, also by the way, I just want to point out that back-to-back TAC is a fraud. I want everyone to know that.
We've been playing at such a breakneck pace, and honestly, both these games flash in. Lock up there, Faker in the area. Well, the book is looking a little
okay.
silly now.
All right. Well, fucking Magi stacks just go away. See, I just need to curse. I just need to tweet that I want. See, I can't even fucking make the. I can't even joke like this, by the way, anymore. Now that I'm like forward facingly back on T1, I can't like make certain jokes.
Yeah. But he mogged the haters. Is that what you're supposed to say? I don't know, man. Look, it was a messy play. It's unfortunate.
And I say forward-facingly because I've technically been on T1 for the last 6 years. But outside of like Riot, like fucking leaking it last year by accident when they posted the list of co-streamers, and I appeared in T1's like list, Korean fans weren't very happy about that initially. But then it seems like people forgot.
The book is a different book.
That's so. Kobe, he finished that book, bro. He's on to the next one. He's just a very rabid reader, bro. He's just on to the next thing.
Monomune completed. Callisto almost has her next item. I mean, honestly, this could just be a circus where T1 are obviously losing in this game right now. But Actualizer, as soon as that's finished for Rise, the gold score at the top just kind of isn't real. And this is because from level 13 forward, a lot of the champions on Team Liquid they're not actually getting any value from points as they continue to scale, whether it be like inherent base levels or like skill point damages, etc. The biggest spike for Team Liquid occurs between 9 to 13, just because of inherent base levels and functionality with first item. Because second, third, fourth items favor T1's champions a lot better than Team Liquid's, with the exception being like Poppy. I guess Poppy and Rumble. Like Talia 1-to-1 with Rise, nothing. I mean, Mbessa is still extremely valuable. And then the way that Senna's itemizing. Yeah, this is just so gross, by the way, that TL rolled this Baron. Look at this. They're taking like no fucking damage from it. They have such good terrain, and they're still going to find a way to lose this, I think. Doran just instantly dies. Yeah. I mean, Rise didn't have free deal. Rise didn't have free deal from that angle. This wall, by the way, this wall and the concave that Team Liquid's able to get there is just so disgusting. Poppy becomes Thanos with her W and stuff like that, but
and then you saw the camera follow the Nautilus and the bottom side engage for TL. But you called it out. The Poppy ultimate from Jose does turn the numbers there, so that when Doran goes in, they don't have the follow-up from the rest of T1. They are split. Now, though, they're separated because Dragon's getting taken by Team Liquid, so they're trying to get to Soul Point. T1 are not rushing the Baron, though. They're kind of baiting it with their vision. Be very careful with that brush.
You can see Jose Diodo setting up with the Dragon. Team Liquid, though, good. They recognized immediately how quickly T1 could take this and shifted their resources away.
Okay, now the delayed start. Interesting, because they killed the control ward. TL, oh no, Core finishes his recall there.
Oh my god. It's gonna not, oh my god. So this Baron's effect thing is that it makes the fucking, the whirlpool below you. Are we serious right now? This just happened.
It's gonna be Baron to the side of T1. Incredible.
Yeah, we did need that, yes. We did need that, exactly. Holy shit. Holy fuck.
Start the objective. Team Liquid going to be kicking themselves after that one. They do get the Drake. They are on Soul Point, but giving up Baron is
actually so crazy.
I want to see. They must have had vision. They must have known that T1 gave them vision of Pei's recall.
This is a funny math equation thing
I presume.
that I remember I brought up to Griffin a while ago. I don't think there's any public. I don't think there's any fucking documents or data about it. Knight's Vow versus like Redemption on average healing. like active versus pledge. And there's nothing on this anywhere. Faker is trying to buy time. And now Doran has been brought in to the death. Okay.
Owner is there to back him up. Team Liquid, nice pick to
Faker just kind of overextended. Looking a little bit like Jensen right there. I don't really, you know, what the fuck ever happened to Jensen? He retired the tray. LCS did that retirement video. That makes sense. Permanent's completed for Pays. Realistically, they should be able to win the fights, but like, fuck my life. I mean, Senna is at 3 items.
Team Liquid are able to get the job done before the reinforcements arrive, but the Baron being taken by T1 does a lot for them as far as prolonging this stage.
That it does.
With that buff, though, Team Liquid going to kind of calm down for a little bit. They're going to wait for it to wear off.
Team Liquid, of course, do have to play the next couple of minutes very carefully. 3 minutes, Soul, that is probably the major objective that they are looking to take. But the side lanes, if they don't have that vision control, if they don't have that support, super vulnerable to the Vi, the Mbessa, the Ryze. They have the range advantage when we get into these fights, but it might not matter if T1 can just get on top of them or eliminate a member before a fight starts. But across the board, 3.5 items, almost 4 now for Quid, despite a brief departure to the library. Will have the penetration there. Nice initial pickoff. Flickback is there, forcing the ulti out from Pays.
That's very big with no ult invested from Team Liquid, getting the Kalista ult down. If they can force
Kalista ult being down doesn't really mean anything because Drake's up in 2 minutes. So Kalista not having ultimate is literally completely meaningless. Faker's up 2 levels. The Baron EXP really pole vaulting some of the members
because of something like that
ahead.
First vision line down that can make it a lot safer for you to
I mean, Pays is only up, I guess, like a quarter of a level as he continues to move up. I mean, that's fine.
Flanker is going to be big for the side of Team Liquid. Have a fantastic comp when it comes to grouping up, but a random Vi on the side, a random Mbessa, Faker finding the flank really can cut all of that short.
Are they Realm Warping to bottom?
Realm Warp,
TP
okay.
Out from Morgan, just respecting the kill threat there.
Morgan with the perfect TP too. That's actually really good.
Blighted
Blighted Jewel on Morgan.
Well
Interesting. He's looking for the most upfront damage. Unironically, maybe I think the best in slot item that Rumble could have for the Elder fight would probably be Oblivion Orb plus Sorc Elixir. I don't think that he can actually get more damage than with that, specifically for this upcoming fight. And this is also because Kalista has specifically those boots, and then the other amounts of miscellaneous healing on the side of T1. I think that just Grievous heal reduction also, as champions are approaching like level 18, their HP per 5 is also at its highest. So Rumble's ability to AoE and multi-afflict, even when factoring in like HP per 5 reduction, etc., over the extended team fight, probably just provides highest total damage dealt.
Hugely beneficial for those fights. So Jose going to defend these two with the control wards from Team Liquid still existing here. 37 seconds on the approach. Morgan doesn't have teleport. Doran's will be up much quicker.
Let me just come in.
Pressure play coming in here. It looks like Doran's will be available just in time, so hoping to threaten at multiple points just to stop Team Liquid from getting the full group up that they're looking for. It's also T1 who have first push in the bottom side of the map, so Team Liquid going to have to play through the mid lane. T1 most likely playing through the bottom lane. As you highlighted, it's a battle for vision. Anyone oversteps or missteps on the side of Team Liquid, though, excellent collapse angle.
Pretty deep here. Fine. Looks like no further punishments.
Well, highlighted by our observers, though, that there's very little vision for T1 in terms of deep vision. They have control over their own jungle, but not over Team Liquid, so not 100% sure where Team Liquid are. Now can see them
okay, this is the battle for Soul Point. So let's see if TL is going to be able to actually do it, or if they're going to get outplayed. So they're trying to hold. All right, so they're trying to hold a Phalanx. Owner misses the Volt Breaker. Okay, Pays. All right, Realm Warp into the backside. Is oh my God, that equalizer! Oh my God, but Owner, Boner. Oh my Lord. Oh. Dude, not real, man.
Still standing, but everybody else in the back line falling. Quid has to run for his life. Dragon down. TL lose 2 in exchange for 1.
T1 clutch it there. They get the
Can't wait for League Classic to come out,
Jose
guys. Maybe it'll have Deathfire. Oh, it will, won't it?
They get the smite on
League
the
Classic will
dragon,
have
and then
Deathfire
they
Grass.
also get the team fight.
I
So,
think?
as you said,
Season
they
3,
can do it
right?
area, but he just uses it as a Kalista ultimate.
Yeah, I think
They go
DFG
for the
will-
realm
will
war,
be
plus
in
the
it.
or- Then look at this. Buy the dragon. 2.5k. Owner's there. Jose is there. He gets the Q.
That item is so funny. It's like modern. Well, I mean, well, technically it is Deathfire Grass, right? Actualizer, kind of. Yeah, well, specifically for Rise it is.
Even with the flash going through, they get the shutdown there.
But every mage in League Classic gets fucking Actualizer, basically.
They clutched it when
Okay.
necessary. Now back
This
onto the
Baron's
dragon.
actually
TL
doing
trying
an
to run
okay
back.
amount of damage.
Yoda hoping to find a steal. He found so many in the domestic
But-
season. 5K, getting lower.
Okay,
3K, but
alright, they got the
closest.
Baron.
Should just be no way.
Doran
might be
trying to
sacrificed.
retreat. Whoa, 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 whoa! What are we doing? Hello? Oh, oh, nice Anyas. Oh my God. Okay, Rise. Okay. Rise has been absolutely eviscerated. Carrier on the retreat.
Can they get there in time?
Okay.
If they check the correct brush, no, they don't know.
He's also, his location's
Okay,
not
so
even
they
being
only
given
got
away
2
by the
kills,
minions.
2 of the Baron buffs off. Carrier should be fine and out right now. I don't know what these.
706.
What?
What is
He wants
going
to
on?
play. They're
Is he
gonna
trying
make
to
another
stop
play, a
the?
repeat.
Oh!
TL still have
Oh
members
my
here in the
fucking
area,
God.
Moving in, Jose Diodo.
Jose Diodo,
Locked
hello?
up. Ulti back onto Pace, now hoping to
Wow.
find Doran. They instead are just going to back away. I think the right call.
Are they gonna catch?
Immediate
Okay.
recall coming in.
No, he missed D. Morgan missed D. Okay.
Antsy here on the extra plays being made. I like it with the vision denial.
I mean,
but-
Infinity Edge is almost there on
If the slow
Senna.
from Rumble connects, you know they full send it. They go for the angle.
Death Cap on Rise.
Wow, what a
Okay.
game, Dracos. And we're gonna have another attempted Dragon Soul.
Death
It
Cap
only-
has
it
come
felt like
in,
we just
level
had the previous
18.
one. It's only 2 minutes,
Crypt Bloom
40
on
seconds left here
Quid
until the next one
is
comes up.
correct,
T1
yes.
have the Baron
Bladed Jewel,
for the-
Rumble's
the
still
rest
just
of that,
stuck.
Meantime, and we'll see what they can get with it.
Really weird.
Here, of course, reminded of the power of the Kalista. Not really much they could do to secure, but they do manage to get the exit kills.
Yeah, they're trying desperately right now just to extend the play. And so, Doran, they get his flash. That might be critical for that next Dragon Soul. And they got the kill on the owner plus Faker. So, yes, T1 got the Baron. But 2 kills, and maybe those flashes will be important for the Dragon Soul fight. Because with that Baron, it's not like you crack the base or anything. T1 are not going to get fully inside the TL base or anything, but it is nice because fun stuff like the Guardian Angel for owner. Paze has been on his 4-item spike here too with his Jack Show, getting more tanky on the Kalista.
And you can see how close this game has gotten, right? Team Liquid holding on to a pretty solid gold lead. The first Baron shifting it slightly in T1's favor, and now getting close to evening things out. 1.3k, 33 minutes in, just isn't that large. T1 not far enough ahead to really press any further on these side lanes. Know that the main objective they have to be looking at is Soul for Team Liquid in 1 minute and 30 seconds. Summoner spells, item completions, always crucial. And for the Summoners, Owner, Doran, close to having their flashes available, Paze as well, but not sure on the exact timing. If they don't have it at the start of fight and Team Liquid can pounce, that would be a massive edge.
And Jan there on the Senna, early stages were rough, but he is up to 94 stacks on the Senna. And
Oblivion Orb on Quid. He shouldn't have been the one to get it. Should have been Rumble, but it's okay. I like the Void Staff. So it's not Crypt Bloom for Rumble. So Void Staff just giving him the most damage up front. QSS is also now on Paze. The Kalista's actually getting to that really scary point. She has Jack Show, has Terminus. The Kalista build she has right now is also, well, minus the Static Shiv. Variant builds like this, I think, on Ashe and Varus aren't utilized enough in specific situations to alter the... I don't know how the fuck to say this in English. I literally kept using this word in Korean, Jolhop, the other day. Like, I guess it like kind of translates to team comp in a way.
we saw Faker
but
just pumping in the previous one. The Death Cap and
more articulate way to say this.
Does so much insane damage. So
I don't know.
you have to be
I will
very
come
careful
back to
about
this
grouping
thought,
up with
but
people. Do not want to get bursted down here in a clump. It's definitely very, very dangerous here with the Rise at this stage. And Pace has a
1,000 gold
QSS
lead,
in
and the gold
addition
is completely
to
irrelevant
various
right
Mikhails.
now. All right, let's see. Jose Diodo. The other thing is that if they can just get the dragon, if Jose Diodo can land Keeper's Verdict, and they can actually get the Drake.
Morgan starting to poke, trying to check.
All
Alright,
let's
coming
see.
in from Jose is going to knock out one.
Okay, knocks out Carrier, and Carrier doesn't get his R off, and now Paze, oh my god, really bad angle. Oh my god, Paze, oh my god! Run. Oh my god, he's trying to cause disruption in the backline. Rise is unleashed. Holy shit, dude. It's like Sentry showing up in Doomsday. I don't... Okay.
Just refuses to die. T1 will run them over. Jose still wants the Dragon.
Wait. Jose trying to get the Drake. Wait. Oh my god, Boner. My god.
The fight in T1's favor, the objective in T1's favor. Jose sent running.
Okay. All right, T1 gets away with it. See, this is going to be a fast 3-0. We're also only doing one series today. FlyQuest has scrims at 2, so either... What is the schedule for the whole weekend, Drew? Yeah, can you send it? Okay. So either I'm going to have to go to T1 on most days, or I have to...
Go unpunished.
'Cause-
And now at match
Yeah.
point in the
I thought that...
series.
I guess this is the first time where flies in Korea on Korean time zone. So, yeah. My room is in the PC with all the... My streaming PC is in the room with all the computers. But obviously, like, when they're streaming, it's distracting if I'm, like, talking loud. Okay, 2-0. Amazing.
Incredible stuff coming out from T1. Let's send it back over to the
I mean, T1 should never win this game versus anyone else. Not with the early, like, mid-game advantage that was present.
Game going the way of T1. And speaking of T1 and NA, joining us is the 2017 MSI champion, Huni. Welcome back. Oh, what is that? Is that the bling?
It is. This is what everyone's trying to win.
Hey, do you guys need this?
Wow. Oh my god.
I already have one. Sorry about that. It was pretty easy.
Huni, you got a story for us before the match.
Yeah,
you
I
ran
mean-
into a couple people.
I mean, basically, I'm friend with Core JJ and Faker, right? So, like, I gave them both chance, and Faker did touch once, and
Okay.
Core JJ also touched.
yeah.
But
Wait,
this
what?
man,
Why does Faker need to touch it? He has
but he already had it, honestly. He already
Faker has like 3,000 trophies. He
Yeah.
doesn't need another one, Hootie. Why didn't you let 2 TL people touch it?
My bad.
Hooties like, you want to touch this? Faker's like,
I
What
got-
do you mean?
As soon as
He's
I
like,
go,
you want to touch one of my
Alright.
15 worlds?
as soon as I go down, I will go teal. I
Oh,
will go
today-
teal
okay.
room. Next year, player can touch more.
Wow. All right. Well,
Now I just want Faker to start carrying around every world trophy. He's just walking around with
Wait, what
like
happened?
40 trophies.
The scrims got canceled?
Meanwhile, I have only one.
that's
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Quality over quantity.
None of us here have
Okay.
one.
I mean, game
We
three will
have
finish
one
before-
whole more
Game three will
Yes, we
finish
take a look
before-
at that game number 2, starting with a little bit of stats here on Kalista for Pays. It's just been so good for him. Even in a composition like this, Azale, where it's difficult to play, he finds the angles.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he is incredible in team fighting. I do think when I saw the
Okay,
draft,
cool.
I thought this 2v2 was going to be incredibly hard
Alright.
early for TL, and I
Cool,
thought
cool,
that was probably going to be the PowerPoint for T1.
Pays
They were
30
able
and
to create a
12
pretty
record
massive
on
advantage here,
Kalista.
putting on
Amazing.
line, getting multiple kills. But TL on the top side were playing very well. They were putting themselves in position.
Something
to
about
win.
the
And I'm just so
T1
impressed that
jersey
even
feels very
despite the fact
Iron
that
Man
TL were able
meets
to build up this
Captain
5,000,
America.
6,000 gold lead, T1
like
with
fusion.
What I thought was
It
a
feels
huge
like a very
composition
Marvel
disadvantage, just outplay them
kind of
anyway. It
jer-
just didn't matter.
Honestly, wait, isn't
Yeah,
there
I
a
mean,
Marvel
basically,
movie
you
coming
can't
out in like a
actually play
week?
down tempo against T1. If you messed up
Isn't
one
it- wait,
tempo,
isn't
like, there was a
Spider-Man
one
out
hit
next
one
week?
time, they were actually gonna
Spider-Man
counter every
release
time,
date.
like, you can't actually greedy for the tempo.
Spider-Man-
T1
July
knows how to
31st.
punish the team that being greedy
Oh,
at
damn it,
tempo.
man. I thought it was
Yeah,
like
Dan,
July
let's take a look
10th.
at the bot lane where Jan
Well, it's out
fell
earlier in
behind,
Korea.
and it was just difficult for
We're
him
only
to
by
find
a
a way
week.
on in, given that they're playing into this Kalista.
it's been a rough series for Jan.
Okay.
And, you know, game 1 we saw him
Hey,
heavily
wait, what
punished
other
on the
movies are
Caitlyn,
coming
and
out?
this
I
game
thought there
we
were
saw
like a
him
lot of
really
movies.
just shut
Disclosure
out.
Day.
Put it in max
What did it
attempts,
even
and
make?
Even though I think they played this dive pretty well in terms
What
of
it-
trading
what-
the kills,
alright, Disclosure Day
it's still
wiki.
the center
Let's
not
see
getting
what
access
it
to the
grossed.
wave, not getting those
That's a
souls as
failure,
well,
no? Box
makes the
office is
stacking
only
up
at
slower.
200 million?
And here, getting caught
After
out
2
by
weeks?
Carrier. Feels like Carrier's just been seeking him out all series long.
I mean,
That
was
kinda
just a great
sucks.
play from Carrier. He knew that Jan had no summoners from the earlier dive. They had already just been stacking the wave as well. Like, after that first dive, the wave had been frozen against them. Then it's slow stack from T1. Right as it's finally
Oh,
gonna
it's not
crash, they
actually
kill
released
Jan again,
entirely
and that's
globally
like,
yet.
That's the situation
Okay,
where when
interesting.
you're playing in League, you just want FF.
Yeah,
Oh, you know
because
what
there's
hasn't
no
come to
counter
Korea
play
yet,
there.
guys,
T1
is
like so
Obsession.
known as playing, just going full ham all the game, and then they just don't get it with a chance. But this time, They tried it, but they kind of, you know, there was some hiccups.
Yeah, definitely. And this is a thing that we've seen from T1 in 2026. They overcook a little bit, and TL find themselves a fight where all of a sudden they take control and they're leading the tango here in game number 2.
I mean, their top side was doing really
well. Let me see Griffin's solo queue account.
I feel like here you get the big ultimate that comes out from Carrier, but it doesn't connect on Yon. Yon's able to free hit from this position, not being challenged, and him and Quid.
Wait, what? Wait, what ID was he on? Oh, he's on this side. Okay.
Get the reset on the Renata W, the bailout, it just doesn't come through. This is kind of showing what the Team Liquid composition wanted to do.
Yeah, the Gnosis pick yesterday in that fucking series, one of the worst Gnosis picks in the entire world. You can just completely tell that they have no idea why or when the champion ever gets picked. Dude, Atlas's fucking tweet just made me so sad. Oh my god. Dude.
Yeah, Huni, you said it earlier.
Mord,
like,
man.
if T1's composition falls behind on these drinks, it's going to be difficult to fight. This was the one that they got here on Soul Point for Team Liquid.
I mean, I really liked the Faker power he played. Like, he pressed ulti. You see,
Patch is pre-Mord.
Back up by he pressing on R, single R.
Wait, Mord wasn't out yet in the game? When did Mord come out? I don't know, because I started in fucking Season 4. Why can't I exit on this? Okay.
At the where the banana brush is, and then they got so actually just got so tunnel vision then.
So apparently all the champions aren't known yet for LoL Classic. I mean, I'll obviously play LoL Classic.
They're basically not able to deal damage for a good portion of that fight.
Just because.
Here, this is when Carrier's been ulted away.
But
scary,
I started in Season 4. Like, I started League relatively late.
I thought Doran played this fight so well, Doran and Owner, because they get this initial engage onto Pace, and he should just be dead to rights.
Yep.
But Doran and Owner
Mord was obviously like one of my first. Well, Mord was my first champion, pretty much, like real champion, along with Vladimir and Fiddlesticks. The first game that I ever played of League of Legends is on Misfortune. Ever. And I built 2 Trinity Forces, and the coach of MVP, which later went on to be Samsung, looked at me like I was retarded. It was literally the retarded dog meme. Because I'm playing in Korean client, because back then you couldn't change local language, and I just opened the shop, and Trinity Force is the most expensive item, so I built 2 of it. I had no idea what I was doing. That's my story there. But then, yeah, I just played like Halloween themed champions. Yorick, Vladimir, Mordekaiser, Fiddle, etc. But then Mord went on to be like the one that I just played by far the most. It was basically Mord and Old Fiddle, the one that threw the Scarecrow. The silence bounce. And then I played a bunch of Teemo. And then what? And then I went on the spree for like 3 or 4 months. Playing like Syndra, Lucian. Yeah.
Guys, it's not done
that
yet.
good stuff.
We've seen this before.
And then I failed the old people might remember a team called Startail. It used to be one of the LCK teams. There was a top lane tryout, and I tried out against Khan, and I ended up, well, I was role swapping, so it was his main lane. It's when his name or his ID was still like, Hanlabong or something like that. It was like the food from Jeju or whatever it is. When he still had his old ID. So I was role swapping from mid to top. And the meta at the time was like Jack, Shyvana, Trundle, I think? Jack, Shyvana, yeah, like Jack, Shyvana, Trundle, can't remember what else. Yeah. And so Khan ended up winning the tryout. And then shortly after that, Heroes of the Storm came out. And then I just dropped League entirely. And then during a Heroes of the Storm stream one day, one guy just kept asking for coaching, and that was the Nidalee video, which is on YouTube. And that spawned everything. That guy in chat was just never there. You know? What a butterfly effect.
The very first Esports Nations Cup, where players split from their clubs and compete for national pride. Will China test
what a butterfly.
every limit imaginable? Will South Korea turn every game into a macro masterclass? Will EU and NA actually play?
Han's a legend, yeah.
The final event of the year is not to be missed. Esports Nations Cup.
I'm so excited for Riftbound. I'm so fucking. Also, I found a English driving academy near my house. Like literally, walking it's like 10 minutes. Isn't bad. They have English stuff, so I can do that. I don't know why it takes so long to get a fucking car here. But I gotta get a car and everything, because all the regionals are gonna be all over Korea. And then also I just want to go to Nexus Nights, like, constantly. Gotta farm Korean cards. But I'm talking with T1 right now. I think that... So T1 is gonna have 3 different card shops. But I'm talking with T1 about having, like, a designated one that we just try to do, like, a lot of stuff with. Like a set community area that try to build stuff with. I don't know when the first regional is, though. Also, I gotta be careful. I know a lot about the Korean. I don't know what... I haven't totally kept up with what has been revealed and what hasn't. I've seen all the T1 Riftbound stuff. I've known about that for a while. What else has been revealed? I don't know what I can talk about. Yeah. Alright, we're good.
So players can focus on the game, and fans can focus on the moment.
Okay. Well, Alright, game 3 is about to start. This will just be a complete schlacking. And then, yeah. Origins 2 keyboards. I mean, those keyboards honestly look pretty... They do look pretty nice. The aesthetic, the graphic is good. EWC being in Paris is also pretty cool. When does it actually start? What is the date for it? EWC 2026, lol. What's the start date? Start date? Jesus Christ, there's so many fucking teams there. Show all... Oh, Shibar. Oh. Oh, July 15th. Wow, MSI ends on the 12th in Korea. And then you have to fly out immediately, basically. You have to fly out immediately, and then it's a 4-day fucking event. Are you serious? Oh, that's fucked. That's scuffed. Faker skin looks really fucking good there. Holy shit.
Welcome back to MSI 2026. Is Jose Dioto trying to get something out of his eye, it would seem.
Look at that beautiful smile. He's sweaty, trying to read something.
Trying to squint. What's that out in the distance? Is that a 2-0? That can't be right. Let's turn this around.
Yeah, wait a second. Shouldn't that be 1-1?
Shouldn't that be 1-1?
I could have sworn we were winning that game. Honestly, yeah, TL, they were in a very good position in that game. You know, shout out to Morgan especially. 2 solo kills on the Doran. They were unable to make it happen. Had a little bit of oopsies on the arm guard, had some oopsies in the team fights a little bit later, but credit to T1 for sure for keeping it together for these. I mean, first the sneak on the Baron, and then the consecutive Dragon Soul fights as well for them. Huge.
Yeah, completely massive. And a reminder that, T1 is this top-level team. You might be seeing them in plans. But remember, we saw that at Worlds last year, too. They played in the Worlds play-in series.
Yeah. And where did they place in that tournament?
Well, I was pretty high up there. I would say at least
What is that? Oh, he has a... Oh, my God, I've never seen a player with
yeah,
that.
Definitely number one. Look, this is a terrifying...
He has a mini fan next to his mouse hand that I guess blows air on it, so because he probably sweats a lot from his mouse hand.
It's possible to win a series, but T1 are just
I've never seen that. You guys might remember way back in StarCraft, there was a player who used to have such terrible hand sweat when he played that he had to play with a face cloth over his mouse.
Heavy dashes on the opponent team, but man, the Rise damage.
His name was Gumiho.
Even the Kalista damage still too. Even having to work around some of those obstacles.
Look at that! Look at Paze's. That's so fucking sick.
So now,
I've never seen that. That's so cool.
With reverse sweeping the world champions. What do you think, Spawn? Is telling the squad now?
He's a very pragmatic man. I bet he's saying something like, "Play your game." A coach classic. Don't think about the next one, just think about this one. Yeah.
Team Liquid. Wait, is Team Liquid the only team in the world right now with like any Pride adjacent type thing? Probably. This is the first fucking year I didn't see anything on it, and also I've said this before, I do not care. But I just thought that was interesting. I wonder what caused it.
He's too serious. He's had dad energy even before he.
Just in general. I mean, I've seen like some posts and stuff.
Incremental improvement. So game number 1. We lost all around.
Yes.
But
game number 2, we got ahead.
Yeah, for the most part, this is a pretty fucking quiet year.
Game number 1.
That's true.
So game number 3,
dominance.
Keep on improving,
start to finish.
That's it. Yeah, and we just have a little slight delay, so we'll get into the champ select as soon as we can.
Of course, for T1.
I mean, honestly, it might just be because of the fucking performative virtue signalers over the last like couple of years that just fucking they're like Karens constantly. So no one wants to deal with it anymore, and they just don't exist. Obviously, if you don't fucking attract them, like moths to a flame.
Korean number 2 seed, but it just so happens that their number 2 seed is the the back-to-back world champion. So.
Yeah. And they defeated the MSI champions to get here to MSI Gen-G. So that also would have been really scary, but you know what? It's all good.
Yep.
And that we'll see here in game number 3 as we are able to get into our champion select powered by HyperX. Let's go. No reason for T1 to change their ban still, Dracos.
Nope. Team Liquid still, it would seem, prioritizing that counter pick, or at least a later draft pick. Maybe once again to set Morgan up has really paid off for them, as you see some bans targeted his way. Maybe heralding a Jace option from T1.
That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly. And
the immediate response. You cannot have that champion.
You're like, okay, no thanks.
So what is left on the table? Of course, in patches past, Varus was often a very high priority pick, very high priority ban, but was hit pretty heavily in terms of his 80 scaling ratios and some of that early attack speed he gets from killing minions. So not quite as omnipresent as a top lane bully or potential flex pick. But T1 taking their time here. Lee Sin for Owner.
Owner Lee Sin, okay.
Owner
I mean, Jose
picking Lee Sin.
Jose's best champion also, but Owner, of course, legendary Lee Sin player. What are we going to play into it?
Okay.
There's no Poppy, obviously, off the table.
Cassio's still banned away.
Gonna have to go a different little bruiser here for Jose.
Mata looks like he can't get the thing to work. I don't know. Oh, he's wearing the David Avalon necklace. Owner's necklace.
Into Owner's Lee Sin, and it did work out somewhat well.
I think in just in terms of pure material, I think the necklace is like 50 grand.
Nico, Nocturne's always really good to make sure the engages
I believe
are
the
really
number is
instantly
like a pendant.
You
That
turn
would
out
be
the
called
lights,
pendant.
get the Nico exactly where she wants to go.
Yeah,
That's gonna be
these fucking diamonds are so shiny.
That we're gonna run. So
Actually, so
what kind
crazy
of,
how shiny it is.
Counter engage are we gonna get?
And I do really like Team Liquid putting themselves in a position to be the proactive party. In the previous game, they had the more reactive composition, really couldn't make it work. This time around, they have all the tools to kick fights off on their terms. But T1 opting for a lot of just early powerhouses, right? Lee Sin, ever since the buffs, has still just been, you know, classic Lee Sin. Can't really be that massive playmaking threat. And Renekton on the top side, blind for Doran. Has been struggling in the lane, but Renekton, as always, still can be this big lane bully, this big threat.
Yeah, and it's a great blind pick, and it's also great to take it away from Morgan. As he said, like, Morgan's already been performing really well, and if he gets his Renekton, that could be further pain for Doran. So T1 gonna play pretty safe so far. Is Faker gonna? No, okay.
Okay.
Annie, Renekton, Lee Sin. Yeah, this is
Ahri. So we go with the Annie
okay.
or the engage straight up.
I kind of like this choice into the Nocturne Neeko, recognizing that no matter what you do in this game, there will probably be moments where you're going to get one shot. So picking a champion who can do one rotation, flash in, get that ult, and that's more than enough to win a team fight instead of something that's going to need more time.
I mean, Quick could do the Ahri into the Annie, but that's not a a good matchup. So he's gonna
Galio being picked up. I mean, honestly, Team Liquid are pretty ahead in draft right now, which is odd.
There's the angle now for AD carry for top lane.
I mean, the Renekton in theory could go mid lane.
Figure out.
There's always that as an option. Renekton could go mid, and then you can pick. You could go any top lane, but I don't think that's ever happening. And then obviously Galio could just follow.
Galio, Nocturne, Neeko
So.
composition maybe. Take away some mobility 80 carries.
Kind of hard. In a spot like this, you would have ideally not have wanted any of the picks that you have as TL, and then, you know, you can get really funny things. Even in a spot like this,
in this third draft, taking a lot more
now it's going to be, what, Team Liquid's just going to take 80 carry first and then counterpick support, no?
Okay, Vayne.
Yeah, they don't want the counterpick on top side. Trying to protect the Renekton a little bit here. Especially because if you're running Nocturne, Galio, Neeko, like strong side lane, Vayne could get out of control.
Definitely could. Don't want to give away any free laning advantages, especially in a lane that has already been struggling to match in the 1v1. Xayah, not a surprising ban to see. Again, just the relative safety. Instead of banning the Rakan, forced to try to stop the duo, just banning the champion who can get out of all damage for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, those counter-engaged champions. Okay, meanwhile, the bottom lane has been quite the issue. Biggest topic
Lulu,
here
Xayah
for
both
the series
banned.
so far.
Vayne banned away is also really odd. I don't think that you would ever want Vayne with the TL champions that they have, unless like the idea is that, you know, Vayne top lane against the Renekton in specific. But see, this is where things like lane swaps that do still exist that aren't being used become really valuable. Because if lane swap is just still a possibility, then you don't even need to really realistically ban Vayne.
What do we feel safe with, like Jhin or
She just
something
suffers
like
from
that?
it so much worse.
Oh, still, even with the nerfs, okay.
So
than the
giving
Renekton.
option to
Varrook
potentially flex
ends
here.
up getting
Again,
picked up.
We're going to keep repeating it. Bars really heavily nerfed, limiting kind of the lethality bars that we'd see in bottom lane, as well as
Jerry.
the early oppressive power of the top lane Varus. His W.
Are they actually going to do something like Zeri-Yumi? Is this fucking
Skill that
real
you really
right now?
Take extra points early in, so much less oppressive is wow. There is nothing funnier in the world to me than getting ready to cast a T1 game to talk about Keria and this man picking Yumi. We talk about the Pikes, we talk about the Camille's, we talk about literally the Renata's any playmaker in the game.
I mean, in a spot
sense.
like
I think
this,
what they want to do here, they want to weather the storm. They want that hyper carry.
you have. I mean, you have a lot of.
It's funny because
You have a lot of options, I guess.
the literal best
Okay.
hands in the world.
They're doing Zahen. I think Zahen is actually bad.
Champion in the world.
Zahen is really bad. It's a vacuum attempted response to the Renekton, and it's good against Renekton and specifically Lee Sin, and then it's bad against everything else. The Zahen just makes absolutely no sense. There's no reason that this couldn't have just been a Malphite, by the way. Malphite or Ornn or like fucking anything. Wait, what is going on?
Good Zahen games, and he's been doing quite well for this series, so maybe that's the angle. Got Nocturne Galio for your mid and jungle to try and play
Like,
to your
what?
side lanes for Team Liquid. But in the end,
Why
you're going to have to
Tack,
deal with
what's going on
Paze
here?
on a hyper carry
Why is
with a Yumi on him.
The hen.
Credit to T1, they recognize this so early.
Instead of
Hayes is a
Malphite
demon, and this composition really is just set up to help him succeed in the later stages of the game. T1 certainly a lot of.
I'm glad that we have logic here. So the thing is like this is like one of those games where I was talking about the Kalista build that like Ashe and Varus can go. If Varus was to do the tanky variant build with like Terminus and Wit's End and stuff like this in this game, and then you have like a Malphite, and then with Malphite you insta-delete Zeri or Annie every single fucking fight, and then your Varus is really tanky.
All right, game number 3 must win here for Team Liquid. They want to keep their hopes in this series alive. And T1 looking at wrapping up the very first series of MSI themselves.
Yeah, is the hen picked instead of Malphite or Ornn? Yeah. All right.
T1
last and final game here.
They could have just said, "We're gonna win."
Hey man, it was fun. Game 2 was really fun.
Really close.
They made me believe.
I believed too, Kobe. I was like, maybe we are here for 5 years. Maybe we are here for so
to eat.
And that belief has faded. For
What do I
moment,
eat?
As I imagine it has for a number of NA fans. But if they have another strong early game, Quid can find another lead, or maybe set up someone else to do it on the Galio. Could be a really good spot.
Early stages here. Pays and Carrier are already running them out of the lane, making
What do I eat today? What do I eat?
Chug their potions very early. Meanwhile,
Wait, what's
Jose
today?
as well trying to fight Owner out and split it again.
Hoping to steal away. Umbral Blaze.
This is weird.
Make it easy for him to take away
Okay.
multiple camps.
Umbra Glaives is on cooldown now.
Faker now
Oh my god, Owner wins the
Camp
smite again,
here
dude.
is
Dude, Jose is like 0. Oh my god, by the way. He's. Oh, but Owner can get level 2 from the minions in mid if they die. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Finish the job. Quid dead as well. It's a disaster. The lane phase didn't
Fucking
even
pigs,
start,
man.
and there's already
Like,
two
what
members
are
in
we
body
doing?
bags.
Besides squealing right now.
The North American
Jesus
fans are looking
Christ.
at an early bedtime now, Draco. Holy, we go for the Raptor flip here. And Faker had the inside route to come over first for quite a while on the Annie. And they still decide to force it there for Jose on Raptors. Owner's like, yoink, thank you very much. And Faker, you can see him up there on the Annie. He's casting spells up at those minions up there. And you see he's at 3 stacks now. He stacks it up. Now he gets his 4th stack off of that one. Flashes forward. My 4th is ready. Boom. Into the Q combo. During the stun. Finish it out. They get the 2nd kill as well for the chase.
Owner ticking over to level 2 to get the Q, to get that Sonic Wave resonating strike.
Yeah.
Gosh, I mean, it just makes all the difference in the world. There's nothing you can do with that kind of level discrepancy early on. Is Faker and Quid still trading blows, but Quid throwing that Q a little bit far, and Faker not afraid to just step up and have assert dominance here in this mid lane matchup. 1,000 goals lead, 2 minutes and 30 seconds in. It's not over, but this is definitely pretty close.
Game's
to the
been
worst
paused. Yeah, I'd
possible
paused
start.
too. Asked what my jungler was doing.
For the TL fans,
True.
we are going to sit in this moment for a little bit longer, and we'll keep you guys up to date as we have more information.
Battle Principal Yuumi with the Chroma.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. Let's restart.
I wasn't
ready.
We're all just going to pretend we didn't see that. We're going to restart.
Okay, so Jungle obviously going to be heavily impacted there because his own Raptors were stolen away as well in the aftermath. Owner immediately crossed over, took Raptors too. And then mid lane was getting pretty hard there because Faker had the health lead and was just going to keep stacking up his stun once again off minions again. And so CoreJJ had to, on his reset,
How rare is
exit
wait
out down towards mid.
Okay, so we have a pause right now.
Probably
on.
very confident at the moment.
This jacket,
and I think stealing camps
I don't have it. It's in the other
early,
house.
that kind of
I should have
feels
brought
good,
it.
but against
This
Nocturne,
jacket is
especially
so
punishing, right?
interesting
Nocturne can be a
because
big
it's so
duelist threat
lightweight.
early,
I
but
don't
you
know
just
what
mostly want to
material.
fight because
Like
they have a
this
big
looks like a
dash that's gonna
windbreaker,
top you.
but
So
like
it's all often
it feels
about
like
farming for
paper.
that level 6,
Not
and
like
that's
in a
just been
bad
slowed
way, but it
down
feels like
so
what's that kind of like
significantly,
plastic
whereas
that like
an empowered
it doesn't
Lee
feel like a
Sin-
plastic
Lee Sin
bag,
who
but it
gets
feels like the
early
one that
kills
like you can
is
rip.
terrifying
That feels like
across
rubbery.
the entire early to mid game.
Fuck, I don't know.
Morgan, though, once again, maybe hoping to be the difference maker. W Flash forcing the flash out from Doran as well. Well played by Morgan.
I mean, Morgan this whole series has been performing here, and it has been very much in isolation, too. Top lane truly has been the island that it's known for. So CoreJJ is actually just going to finish pushing the wave for Quid there, but, I mean, it's still going to be a substantial deficit in mid lane as well. It's not Just the fact that the extra kill went over to Owner, and he's got the money there to give the lead over jungle, but also the CS difference that Quid suffered because of this. The one thing that they could try to do to make up for it is that
Quid suffers
has advantage over
quite a bit of
Faker, so you can
CS, and he's also down like
right onto him, and then try and go for
40% of a
play
level.
to set someone up if your jungle or support is out of roam time or something like that. But that's might be wishful thinking,
especially when Jose Diodo doesn't have that flash himself, right? Doesn't have that way to get in, as we see Owner poking his head into the mid lane, just knowing that they can
respawn.
Yeah, force this out, and there's not really going to be a good response. Don't know if he has perfect information on Jose Diodo, but knows he's just more powerful. The mid lane 2v2 here, mid jungle so strong for T1.
Yes, sir.
Owner's first international game without Gumayusi. What a fucking stat. What a weird, like, I don't know. What the fuck?
Diodo has blue buff advantage. Owner wisely waiting out the AD steroid that comes in from Nocturne. Thorn waiting off to the side.
He gets it again, man. I fucking can't. If you're Jose Diodo and you have literally lost,
flash, so the mobility that Owner brings to the table is just
like
unanswerable.
Yeah, and he slaps most of the small Krugs too. Those things have a lot of the gold in them. He got the smart on the big one, gets the small ones too.
He got the gold, he got the XP. And he certainly has the Lee Sin record. 61-22?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I mean, what does Jose got? Let's see. He's going to run through mid. Oh, man, it's so painful, dude.
Out of the way.
This is like this is complete homelessness. Also, I mean, he's taking EXP away from Galio. Faker doesn't have flash, so he doesn't have lethal there, even if he like spaces better. What he's trying to do is he's trying to pray that Galio misses the cannon, and he does. So Faker zones him off the cannon. Quid is getting completely fisted right now in mid lane.
And then this game,
but also does not have TP.
Let's be clear. If anyone on the planet says they would have the mental fortitude to come in 100% form after that last game, you're a liar. That's a hard one to lose. And so for TL, after that early level 1,
6-4, bro.
We have to hope for the bounce back. We have to hope for the bounce back.
Level 6 to level 4. Come on.
Executioner is picked up for Doran.
Coming from behind, Pays looking for the setup. Owner locked down for a moment, gets the kick across. Core's gonna live. Now still firing back with a little bit of damage.
Jose Diodo is level 4, by the way. Owner is level 6.
Navarre still pretty powerful in those trades.
I mean, Jose does get rubber banded because this Gromp is level 6. So the Gromp's level 6 for Jose, and then the Golems are level 7 for Owner. So because Owner knows that the only camp available for Jose Diodo is just the Gromp, because they have map hack on him, because they can see his CS. So because of that, he knows that even if Nocturne gets the Gromp, he can't get 6, which means the Drake is uncontested. Like, it's not able to be contested. So Owner's just going to go for this. And then it'll line up all of his camps to be level 7. The problem right now, though, is that I'm pretty sure that Jose Diodo's Raptors and his Golems are also both level 7. So even though he's only farming 2 camps, he's effectively getting like 3 1/4. And these are just like things to keep in mind, because this is like a subtle thing that's happening inside of the jungle right now. Crab did get rolled right side, which actually benefits Jose Diodo because the respawn of wolves.
Block up there. Good damage.
Wow.
That's going to be the kill. Pays overstepping Carrier.
Okay.
Not going to find a cat on the side as Owner manages to go in for a little bit more. Owner taking down
Owner will
JJ,
heal through that. Yeah, Core's dead now too. Yeah.
Owner. Carrier strapped to his back. I don't even know if he needed that one. JJ just trying to sidestep the Q. It does hit a minion, so he will walk away. Debating if he can go back in. Just
that was really weird. That was really weird.
Nice playing into the wave there for Core, so he doesn't get another kill.
Also, it was a Mountain Drake too, which is quite nice.
Both AD carries going down, but only one of the AD carries got the last hit, and Jan gets extra money paid into his pockets here. So no sums will be available on pays for the rest of the lane phase here. Let's take another look. Jan just fights his way out of this. The sidestep there on the snare from Core JJ, yeah, but Jan is able to land the ult then because you're right against the wall. Nice and easy for him to land that, and then he is able to pop the stacks and get his kill. Then Owner, of course, comes in, And Core plays to the wave to so the owner's next Q does go into the minion.
Yep. And good patience from Owner in that exchange to kind of take his time on that second Q onto Yon, making sure that he could get in a position where Core could not body block. It is now T1 taking that momentum, shifting their focus to the top side of the map, willing to give up a couple plates, willing to give up a little bit more gold to maybe accelerate the pace of this game with the top side play, as Void Grubs already down 3-0 in the favor of T1.
All right, here it comes. 4 people. Owner's coming too.
Morgan in trouble.
Can he stack his pass?
Lock up there. Ulti across. CC immune for a brief moment, trying to turn it back. Deletes the wave. Owner now going in. Forced to dash back out, but that blinking health bar is
Morgan
solo.
doesn't die. Oh my god!
Owner, does he want to take it?
No, he doesn't. They're just gonna wait. They're just gonna wait. Nocturne, they have sight on Nocturne. They know where he is inside of the jungle. They know Paranoia is coming. Okay, Core's there. All right, they managed Operation Save Private Morgan.
Morgan lives.
Is successful.
They protect Morgan. He's able to survive in the end.
Yeah, I mean, they have intel on Nocturne. The problem is that Quid is getting absolutely fucked by this. He has no items. Look at him. He's completely homeless. He's not even Walmart. He's like a knockoff Walmart. He's like when you go to like some fucking like you throw a dart on a fucking world map, end up in some country you've never heard of.
Good to survive. Does mean that Jose Diego also picks up a bit.
And it's like their version of a local Walmart.
Bleeding gold. Continues to, at least in mid jungle. Morgan doing a good job of holding his own, but you've seen, even if you're doing well in the 1v1, once you fall behind in mid or jungle, you're going to see a lot more people in your lane than you maybe bargained for. Morgan adjusting his lane assignment to pick up mid. Squid just now going to be able to get
100 Sky picked up.
Yeah, we'll see too, because bottom lane they
By Lee
swapped
Song.
over Doran there into the 1v1 versus Yon.
I love jungle catch up EXP. This is so cool. Also, I mean, yes.
Make some sort of sneaky Nico play,
I acknowledge that Nocturne was also in mid. Don't get me wrong. All right, lane swap type thing happening right now.
Be very careful here with no ult for himself.
No ulti.
Jose or Nico there, excuse me, right into vision.
Kill would be ideal. Forcing a flash would be good, but you can see Owner is still hovering, and they'd have to kill Doran incredibly quickly. They don't want the counterpunch to come through. So instead, just continuing the work that they started earlier when T1 opted to swap their bottom lane to the top side of the map, chipping away at the plates.
TL can continue to keep Jose's whereabouts unknown to T1 too. Always threatening, where is this Nocturne going to be? So under tower, Doran's going to try and survive here, weather the storm, weather the onslaught. The Varus Nico still, even with the nerfs, dealing a decent amount of damage and getting that tower so low that the first tower bonus within reach for Team Liquid, if they can make one solid play for themselves on the bottom half of the map. But they're losing the mid jungle so hard that mid's constantly getting priority, chunking down Quid, and then Owner has retained his 1,000 gold lead here in the individual matchup, and that has resulted in...
Faker almost has Mulligan's. Cole is there on Pays. This is good.
Makes him very strong in all these skirmishes. Now, finally, though, Jose does get his Hexplate done.
That's going to be big, especially before we see that ultimate come out. As you mentioned,
Ionian boots are picked up. The Faker completes his quest. He finishes it at 1140. I mean, yeah, like ADC quest has already been completed for Yon, but it just does not matter. That Pace still doesn't have it yet. The 1k gold lead, Owner looking to pick up the dragon. He's going to clear the ward first. What?
JJ looking for the play, gets the flash.
What?
Wow.
Or Core using his flash like that makes absolutely no sense, because now their follow-up fight is just so weak. Faker's not 11. He just has rank 1R here. He has it. I don't know what TL is trying to do. They don't have Paranoia. They have a completely homeless Galio. Oh my god! Dude. Owner didn't even try to go for an execute smite. I don't know if you guys saw that. He like he dropped aggro on the Drake, and then Jose Diodo just tried to smite, and oh my lord.
So T1 secure it, Dragon number 2 for themselves, and they keep on building towards the Dragon Soul.
Frustrating for Team Liquid too, because they certainly had the tools, they had the cooldowns, but weren't quite all on the same page. Didn't want to risk going any further after Owner did flash backwards. Again, Owner's really strong, so I understand why Jose Diodo wouldn't want to be locked in a 1v1 there.
Meanwhile, Pays, the one thing for T1, they do need to get more money into Pays, more damage. I mean, he's eventually going to get there, and he has the safety of his own cleanse, plus Mikhail's on Carrier for later, but definitely needs a bit more to keep the income up, keep the damage coming for him for later, so that he can take over later on. And meanwhile, Owner doing a very good job in keeping the vision control here to allow more safety for these lanes.
Yeah, and really rapidly reassigning lanes just to make sure that Pays does have some space to farm, recognizing he's one of the weakest people on the map right now. As CoreJJ is in trouble. Jan coming over the wall.
Oh my god.
Back from Owner is there.
Okay.
Oof. Trade of cooldowns. Paranoia coming out.
Paranoia being cast for
play on the top
no.
Jose Dioda debating if he can follow. We got plays in multiple places, both top lane and in the bottom lane. Faker manages to escape on the top side play and the bot lane play.
Who attacks right away? Let's see what the
Owner is enough for the disengage. Is again the main benefactor here. Anytime we see these plays go bloodless, is just Pays. Gets the time, gets the space.
Pushing in on mid, turret play money here for him. Owner's taking away the jungle the entire time too to keep his lead up, keep his advantage up. Meanwhile, on the top side, they didn't want to full send after Faker used his flash down the river. So they don't end up actually following there. And so TL doesn't really even have any kind of answer after the incursion from T1. And just look at all the extra vision here.
1,500 gold lead.
Area, T1 are able to,
I mean, call's almost completed for Pays.
Plays very confident from them. Of course, Doran's always getting the short end of the stick. The last time around when they had to swap over, you know, he's like, all right, fine. You know, I'm the one going into the Varus. Whatever. I'll take a little bit of a hit. Tower's going to take a little bit of a hit, and it is first tower bonus. So that's, you know, a little extra something there for TL to try and get them back into fighting shape. And you do get the Trinity Force also completed from Morgan on his Zehen. See if he can be a factor in the team fight.
Yeah. Extra levels too. Just Morgan going to be a bigger threat. A lot of those early cooldowns just super long for the Zehen. But T1, we expect with the Herald, going to break down a few more structures. Might not even need it for mid lane. Looks like just half a plate remaining there. There's a TP to the bottom lane. TL determined to make a play on to Doran. Morgan dashing in, has that extra shield. Ulti comes out from Doran. Immediate stun on the Quid as the taunt is there. In the meanwhile, mid lane, they're trying to make
oh my god, oh, it did not. Oh, it did not. Oh my god, oh.
Continuing to walk up, hoping to get that shut down on the Owner, but they can't quite finish
okay.
the kill.
Lee Sin does not die.
In the bottom lane.
Oh my god, and Doran lived too.
Nobody dead?
No one's dying. This is the complete opposite from game 1 and 2.
Enough damage to finish.
Like people are playing more serious in a way, in a weird way. Abyssal Mask finished on Quid. That is amazing. That's some impressive stuff, by the way. Solo AP Galio. I guess there's a Nico. There's a Nico. There's a Nico. Oh, Gwinsu is also now finished for Varus. Okay. That's something. Abyssal Mass. That's good. Really good, yeah.
But they're unable to get it.
We'll have to see. Dragon is the big objective to look at next. It would be soul point for T1. It would be the first for TL in this game. 2 items for Jan. Is the center of attention this time around. He's been struggling. This is certainly a chance for redemption.
He does have 2 items.
He has the damage
I mean,
to bring it home.
He's ahead by about 1,000 gold.
To make sure the rest of his team is ready.
Doesn't
to
really matter that much.
More of these issues where they're not quite able to finish a kill or the cooldowns aren't quite.
The thing is that
especially if you've got
they don't really have an answer to Zeri Yuumi later. Nocturne and Homeless Galio kit.
To keep him alive, to keep him protected. No exhaust from Carrier, no heal from
They can't really do anything.
They definitely, it will be TL's best shot to try and like kill off this Zeri. See if they could actually do it though next time. Owner's up to his 2-item power spike with his cleaver done as well.
Important to note that the gold difference between
oh god, I have a muscle cramp. Oh my god, my rotator. Oh my god. Oh my.
He's free farming so much, getting closer and closer there, and after the initial gold influx from those plates, Pays has been able to get a few back for himself. Nice poke onto him.
Okay. Another tower here goes down to the T1 split push as TL are fully grouped up around this dragon. They want to send everything here.
Herald used 5v5.
Yeah,
Eyes on Faker and his ultimate. Herald going into the mid lane. They're just going to let it charge. Force a response.
This is a weird
Man
fight.
advantage
The
for T1.
angle. Okay, so obviously TL. All right, let's see. Oh my God! Again, man. Again, it happens. Okay, so Zeri does get the R off.
Down, the Mikhail's coming through to keep him alive, to keep him standing, but Morgan will get the job done. The death ball of TL.
Yeah, I mean, T1's initial picks are, you know, really showing their strength here, guys. Whoa!
Why would you do that? This is a disaster. Paige getting a kill. The taunt there, TL. We'll get one in return, get two as Carry has got nowhere left to run.
Why would they do that? What did they just do?
Double kill, though, for Quid.
Wait.
They get them both, and they buy more time. Morgan's going to be able to push this tower
Okay.
on the bottom side.
Ace.
So a lot of gold to TL. Let's take a look, though. This dragon.
Their champions are just so shitty, man. Also, just imagine if Morgan is Malphite in this game. How much easier all of this sequence is. If Morgan is just Malphite, even Pays is dead.
Nico into Galio coming down on the other side, and Jose with the full save.
You demand that Zeri have flash every single fucking team fight.
Then they come over afterwards.
Yeah, I genuinely don't know what Pays and Carry are doing there. They're just having way too much
fun. You saw the
fun.
smite into immediate backup.
Yeah, and Pays and Carry are recognized. All right, we're just going to have to try and fight instead of run. So they get the one kill for themselves, but as the rest of the members of TL still wrapping around, they do get the extra kills there. It's just that with T1 here staring down such an early Dragon Soul on the next one, and Owner's ability to smite these, and especially with Lee Sin, who's so mobile and does have Q damage to work with as well.
Also, just Cloud Soul Zeri gliding on your team.
True. All right, now Morgan. Let's see if Morgan is under attack here. Owner on the bomb side of the map. And Morgan again has done quite well for himself.
Runon's is completed.
This time around, actually has Nocturne in his back pocket, so they can just hold, continue to farm as even though T1 clear out the vision, they're fine.
Core on the way as well. Jan doing what he can just to hold the mid wave. 2.5 items for him. 2 items now for Pays. The mid lane discrepancy has effectively been evened out. Mandate going to be the choice for Quid. That affects 3 out of 4 of his abilities, so pretty high value, giving that ability haste onto immobilizing spells.
Yeah, it's great for Galio.
Yeah,
for sure, especially after the buff that they gave it. See if they can pull off another one of those team fights there for TL, though. They got a good wombo combo in the previous one from Core JJ, and he's already past 50% back on that flash.
Owner spotted out, but TL don't want a full send here. Yeah, thank you, production. Highlighting the differences for Imperial Mandate. These, of course, the buffs, if you, for some reason, missed the rework. It's
The ability power went down by 5, but it doesn't matter because the immobilization damage going up by just 1% dramatically,
some other lane is abusing it.
Yeah, I mean,
that's the way to interpret that.
You're still going to be a little squishy, but you do some really nice damage amp, and the ability haste is very good for Galio, applying to 3 abilities, including ultimate, so very nice for him.
Faker down in bottom.
Let's see if
I mean, you can just kind of freeze here and just wait for the next fight. Amazing.
Right back on
Amazing, we're
farms up
freezing.
to his, second item as well, so.
And with the Zeri against this comp, it does
also,
feel a little
Bloodletter's
bit like
Curse
the
on Annie
meme, right? It's not level 16. It's
also
probably
doesn't make
3.5
sense.
Items, but it does feel like
I mean, it
playing
does give
on
her
the clock.
HP.
Certainly they can win
It does
in
give her
late game
HP,
scenarios,
but
killing
there's
Pays
no
with
one
his
else benefiting
composition
from
is
the
just going to be
shred.
so incredibly difficult if he just skates over the wall.
So it feels a little bit weird in that regard.
we'll see.
The other
Core
thing
has
is
flash for
Annie's
Pays, but
interaction
Pays
with
has cleanse and they have
Tibbers.
he's got
The
ways
passive
to try to
magic
make great
penetration that you get from
combos
Tibbers, and then
that
the
TL are gonna go for
Bloodletter's
onto him.
Curse,
Yeah,
etc.
last fight, that being said,
There's
though, TL
counter
just went straight front.
synergy on
they
that.
got 3 members and just killed the members.
Kinda
that they
sucks,
did
kinda
get in the
sucks.
combo. While Jose kind of like pushed Faker out, so he's using the Nocturne ultimate back onto him, onto the other side.
They're definitely feeling comfortable in this one if they can fight on their terms, if they get that initial CC.
All right,
It's not
final
a
fight
backline threat to
coming up in a
balance
second.
out a 3-man engage from Core.
Well, potentially final fight.
Diodo playing with a bit more confidence.
We'll see.
Continuing to walk up. Midwave pushed in favor of
Faker's level
T1,
14. He has a
Botwave
Giant's
in
belt
favor
too.
of
He's
T1.
really tanky, but does no damage whatsoever. This is a game where Faker really needed Leandres.
T1 again with that mid lane tower downer in such a
Fucking
nice
whatever's
position.
available.
They can just keep pushing midwave rather than being forced into this Dragon Dance platform from Faker.
Oh my
Beyond
God!
Still does connect, but it's a flash for flash trade.
And Quid was scouted on his attempt on the flank here by Owner. Again, kind of squishy.
Ulti now coming in, looking to lock down Faker, stop from getting anything else. Excellent spell shield means Faker will fall. Backside it's Doran in the midst of the fight. Quid just barely able to escape. Yon able to finish off the kill, but now they're in trouble. Paze is here, as is Doran. Another kill going over to Paze. Quid not where he needed
I
to
look
be.
away for 1 second to send a fucking message about Faker's fucking build. Oh my god. And the game ends.
Lots of damage, but Paze with carry on his
Well,
back
Zeri
is
has a triple kill, so,
damn
you know.
strong. A triple for the Zeri.
Uh-oh, it's a triple for Paze and a Dragon Soul. Wait a second, is there a miracle here? Maybe Core or something? They
Core?
need a miracle. There's no
Fake jungler.
There's no smite for either team.
Morgan hoping to get something. Morgan dashing in. Ulti locks up Paze, but the CC on Morgan
All right.
stops him from falling up. The pullback
Oh,
is there.
oh,
The ulti.
Okay, Morgan.
Holding the line will not let the dragon fall.
Okay.
Don't risk the 50-50, just let it reset,
Wait,
just
this
let
is
it
actually
reset.
low-key
Oh,
crazy.
with the TPs, you can't just let it reset. Oh,
Wait,
no. Team
Paranoia is almost done.
Nocturne-
Oh my god!
Double
Oh
TP.
my god! Oh my god!
Nocturne ult in
Paranoia.
8 seconds.
Oh my god! Oh.
No jungler here for T1 yet. Owner sprinting in. Nocturne racing in. Jose Diodo hoping. One
Oh,
more
they
smite,
actually.
steal the
Oh my god!
CC.
Owner here one more
Owner's
time.
here first. Can they get it? The soul to T1. The kickback is good on the Quid.
Dude,
The
Jose
target
Diodo is
goes
ending
for
up in a
Diodo.
mental
He's certainly
institution
able to
after
flash
this
over the wall
fucking
just to
series. I
secure
don't
the
know.
kill.
Like 9
Locked
smite
down
fights in a row.
Keria. The CC is there. Quid now in trouble. Bear in the midst of the entire team, but Yon is finally arrived.
The Bear's
Two
doing
damages
no
go to the
damage,
Bear,
man.
just causing a
Ah,
little bit
dude,
too
if
much
Faker just
havoc.
had a good
Team
build.
Liquid
Oh
forced
my
to
god.
retreat.
He has
They got
fucking
some
shit
kills,
letters
but it's
curse
a
to give him
soul to
ability haste, even though he
T1.
already has a million.
Oh,
And then he has the
Scramble, and
the
they
the
get
negative
another
fucking
one,
benefit of the
Dracos.
MR shred, where his
Dragons
teammates aren't
all
even
going
fucking
the
benefiting
way of
themselves.
T1.
And then because of Tibbers or the
What a
R
scramble
passive
in the
for
fight,
Annie, he's
though.
getting reduced
Really
effectiveness.
lighting your blood pump in that
If he
one.
just had
Everybody coming
Leandres, he
back
would
on
still
the
have
respawn.
the same
Morgan has just
HP,
been
except his
trying
damage
as
would be
hard
so much more
this whole
steroided.
series.
He's holding on.
This sucks,
For
man.
dear life here in the MasterCard priceless moment of the game. You could see the scramble start so nice for the side of TL.
Yeah, Core goes in for the combo onto Paze, and that allows Morgan to close the distance. Then it's the waiting game and the delay. Both teams trying to buy time for their junglers to get here.
We're watching the Olympic 100-meter dash from the junglers right now, just trying to get there as quick as they can.
And you're going to see wards here. So it's wards for TL that see Owner's approach. And so they know where his position is. Trying to get there. An Owner looks over into the control ward, onto the dragon. Just barely. Jose is in range. Boom. And he's able to get it again.
This man's smites are too good. He needs to tone it down a little bit. Come on, you can't secure every single
Infinity
thing. It's not
Edge
a 50-50
picked up.
anymore, I feel like.
I mean, the Zeri just can't be
100%
stopped.
Owner.
At the I mean,
Two things have come
she has
together.
Cloud Soul
Pretty
now.
terrible time for TL.
There's
where the
Helia
T1 have Soul,
on
and
Yumi.
Zeri now has 3 items.
Is Helia?
So she's gonna be fast.
Is it correct?
She's gonna be zooming. But if she Pace gets pulled like that again, though, it'd be a different case. He's still.
I don't know if
far.
Helia is correct.
Is
it correct?
There's a mystery raptor.
Can we
there.
do enough damage to justify the amount of soul
It
charges?
doesn't show on the mini-map at least. But if you look over there, they have a ward by it. Yep.
Thorn's looking for that soul mech.
Okay.
Thorn sniffs it out.
Wait, is Helia right? Wait, that doesn't seem right.
At least now he's around the rest of the raptor pit, their spawning point.
Like, Yumi
I
can't
like this.
do
I
enough
like that we
damage.
just decided to spend the next 2 minutes of this game following Core's
Surely,
counter.
no?
Best part of Nico,
Wait, what does
for
Coach
sure.
List say
For
about
sure.
this?
Now he's turning
What's
back
the
to be on. Less
WPA
exciting, but
on
T1
Helia
if
on
they can
Yumi?
start the Baron, certainly have
Items,
the damage, but need to be careful.
Yumi.
The
Goodbye.
collapse from TL is still lethal.
Huh?
Yeah, honestly,
Wow.
I mean, T1 though, they're fine to just keep more income onto Paze. You know, they're not the ones that have a lot of the pressure on them to make something happen here. Morgan, I would say, still keep on focusing on him. You know, 2 item power spike here. He's actually well past it. Another component with the Caulfield's Warhammer coming in too, and him getting the kill onto Paze as well. So much money in the Zehen. He's really gonna have to put that Zehen to the test. See
That
if they
it
can
is.
make a longer team
How do I
fight,
search
see if
this?
they
I actually don't know how to use
get
fucking
him
Coach
some
List as a
uptime
website. I'm not even fucking kidding.
And actually close the distance onto the Zeri. Again, Zeri with both sums, and with the Yumi with Mikhails and both sums.
What?
Yeah, 2 items.
It just seems like, man,
Echo's
even though
ready
you
to
have
go.
dive and you have so much combo.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Seems like
Yeah,
it
Helia's
might be hard
bad.
to keep it and make it stick. But they're going to collapse around mid, maybe. Core's wrapped around again.
If they can find Paze isolated, it's a lot, of an easier decision. Worth it just to fight for those summoners, but
Okay.
T1 in classic T1 fashion, just going to start the Baron, kind of force Team Liquid into a position where they have to make a play, or simply just lose the objective.
They have 3 blue trinkets for TL side, so I'm not worried about this Baron getting taken away without a contest.
This might be their 8K getting lower. Owner shredding it, as is Pays. Off to the side, Faker's going to drop the ulti. Baron clearly the objective here for the side of T1. 5K, full faith in the 50-50s. Jose Diodo, I don't think he has information. I don't think he can see anything. Owner holding on, debating. Do they want to kick the fight off? That's the ulti. They're going to opt for the retreat here. Ulti in the backside from Jose Diodo. Paranoia utilized, getting the flash out. Pays coming over the wall.
Oh my god.
To turn it now, and
he is so fast. He's so fast after the ultimate. It is just, it's complete murder, man. Yeah, it's over, it's over. So, like, in that fight, like, look at the amount of damage Yuumi does. I don't, the soul charges, like,
that was the blink of an eye. We went from this area.
there's just no way. There's just no way that the fucking item's doing anything. Like, compared to what other items, like even Knight's Vow, I would imagine that Pledge would just do more.
Yeah, T1 after they see all the ults used and the Varus ult going wide there through the river, they turn it on, they chase them down, and T1 gonna clean it up 3-0.
But they are. Owner and Faker in the early stages of the game, setting up for Pays to dominate.
All right, that's a 3-0 for T1. I'm not doing the next series because I gotta figure out. I gotta message Joe Marsh because I think I either need to have a constant setup at T1 or I have to move my desk to my other house. I'm gonna figure that out. So. I was about to scrim, so I'm gonna end here because there's only one more series today anyway. So I'm gonna end here, and then I'm gonna figure out what I'm gonna do, and then I will be back tomorrow, or I'll be back later tonight. So I'll figure that out. But yeah, this is a fast 3-0, so honestly not even that bad. Team Liquid just got completely found on, so that is how that goes, and that is it. I will. See you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, guys. Great.
Tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, guys. Great.